everybody, can you hear me? Please comment in chat if you can hear me. All right, hey, perfect. So I'd like to introduce you to Christine Renee Perry. She is the VP of Global Solutions Engineering at Scale, and she will be explaining to you exactly all of what Scale entails. So take it away, Christine.
All right, thanks for the introduction. So hello, everyone. As mentioned, I'm Christine Perry from Skale Labs, and I currently lead the solutions engineering team. Now, the solutions engineering team's main responsibility is to ensure the customer success journey, both pre and post implementation, goes very smoothly for both dApps and validators alike. So currently at Scale Labs, we're working with about 35 dApp development teams building amazing projects in gaming, real estate, social impact, marketing tech, just to name a few verticals that we're currently helping to support. Now, the Scale network empowers Ethereum dApps to scale smart contracts in a secure, reliable, and cost-effective way with elastic sidechains. However, Scale is a platform that also enables developers to take advantage of file storage, interchain messaging for managing tokens, machine learning features. So you can kind of think of it as AWS meets blockchain. But this is a validator conference, and so I want to make sure I turn the focus to how to join as a validator. And to give you some background, we're currently working with about 15 early validators that are helping us test and iterate on the scaled node installation process. And so it's really exciting for us to show you what the current process looks like tomorrow during the workshop. Now, the reason why we're working with validators early on is because it really helps us to ensure that we finalize the Scale network launch, but we also make sure that as we're finalizing that network launch, that the Scale node creation experience is as frictionless as possible for everyone, which in turn means that now is a really good time to join the Scale network as a new validator and be a part of the initial Scale network launch with us later this year. So tomorrow I'll be joined by Abru Engwall, and she primarily works with leading the onboarding of all new validators in the solutions engineering team. So together, we're going to explain how the Scale network works in full detail, and also walk you through the 4-step process for setting up a Scale node. So more to come in the workshop tomorrow, but happy to take any questions early on today. All right. Well, in that case, I'm very happy to be a part of the Dystopia Labs virtual conference and looking forward to the workshop tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
I just realized that I was on mute the entire time. Okay, so so I'd like to introduce you to Evan Shapiro. He is the co-founder of Coda, and he will be explaining to you everything that Coda entails. Take it away, Evan.
Thanks. So let me tell you a little bit about Coda, and we'll be having a presentation tomorrow about Coda. If you want to learn more, please tune in then. Yes. So what is Coda? It's a new cryptocurrency with a very lightweight blockchain. So why does this matter? Well, it matters because the only way right now to get permissionless access to cryptocurrency is by downloading the whole chain. Otherwise, you have to depend on someone who has the whole chain, which isn't very permissionless. It's not really what we're looking for from cryptocurrency, right? We would like it to be everyone can participate, everyone can get permissionless access. But to do that, we need to make blockchains a lot smaller. And so we do that in Coda by substituting, instead of having to download and verify the whole chain history, in Coda you just download and verify a little zero-knowledge proof. A zero-knowledge proof is like, only the size of a few tweets. It can be checked super quickly in like a few milliseconds, so you get the same computation as verifying this whole chain, really super fast. So it means you get this permissionless access super quickly. And that means that as like a node operator, the chain is like super easy to sync to and to store on your computer. It's actually going to be constant resource usage basically in terms of like the time that's gone on as a node operator. And it's super fast syncing because you just download the zero-knowledge proof and the current set of accounts. So that's really awesome. We also use Ouroboros for our proof of stake consensus, which means we can have like a basically uncapped number of nodes participating. So we can have like, more than just like dozens or hundreds. We can have maybe even thousands or maybe even more, depending on the gossip net number of nodes participating in the protocol. So we are in testnet right now. We've been there for a few months, but we have some really exciting news. We just launched the what we're calling the Genesis program, which is a way for members to receive token grants at launch and participate directly in consensus. 1,000 people to this program. So if you want to be in the Genesis program, please both either check out the talk tomorrow or just go to our website and learn more about the program there. The grant's also like fairly significant in terms of consensus. To have an equivalent consensus power on Ethereum, I think when I did like the napkin math, it was like 187 2080 Ti GPUs to be like the same percent of Ethereum's hash power as consensus power through Coda through Genesis, if that makes sense. Yes. So participate in the testnet if you want to apply. And again, go to our website, check it out tomorrow. Talk tomorrow, I'll also be talking about like more about what you get from like building with a lightweight blockchain and like also like how it actually works, how these zero knowledge proofs, how Ouroboros is actually working behind the scenes. And I'll tell you more a little bit about Genesis program, and there'll also be a live demo on the testnet and how to join the testnet for Genesis when that is happening. I'll also, as part of the zero knowledge proof in Ouroboros, I'll probably be giving like the quickest ever explanation of those two technologies. So like if you want to like check out what those technologies are about, you can see my attempt to explain those in like 1 or 2 slides also, which should be fun. So yeah, for any reason you can't make the talk tomorrow, again, check out our website, codaprotocol.com. Otherwise, I'll see you there. I can answer any questions now too. Let's see. Okay. List of specs needed for Coda. There is a list of specs needed for Coda. It's on our docs. Okay, don't quote me on this, but I think it's right now like either 4 or 8 gigabytes of, thank you so much for posting that in the chat. Yeah, so it's either 4 or 8 gigabytes of RAM. Basically like any like recent-ish computer will work, and you can sync in like a few minutes to the chain. Yeah. Are there any other questions? How is the name Coda chosen? Okay, so, and then just snarky, cool. How is the name Coda chosen? So we think about in Coda, like, usually in a cryptocurrency, you need like the whole history of the chain, right? But in Coda, you kind of only need like the very, very front, the very like tail of it. So, similar to how in music, like Coda is kind of like the end of a phrase. Coda is also the end of the blockchain, and you get the full proof from just the little Coda. Also, Coda is just kind of short and stuff. We like that too. Okay. How many nodes do you need and why? I guess I have to like, okay, it depends what the word need means. Like, if need means like, how many do we need to like run the network? You need like 1 node to run the network, right? Like as long as someone's like online and doing things, you're good. The trick is that the more nodes we have, the more security we have, and the more resistance we have to like any adversary trying to attack the network. If there's like a bajillion nodes happening on the network, we should be more secure. That would be great. That's why we're doing things like the Genesis program. We think also that like it's important for everyone to be able to participate in cryptocurrency. It shouldn't be something that just like a few like Coinbases of the world run their nodes. Everyone should run a node because that's what participation means for cryptocurrency. We want that to happen. Okay. Next, what is your background? Yes, it is CS. I did like a computer science undergrad. I was always doing like kind of like nice little side projects during school, and I don't know. I was kind of like always in kind of like this headspace and following cryptocurrency, and at some point that turned into like a opportunity to actually contribute, and that's how it all happened. Okay, can your technology help handle privacy-preserving AI? So actually, yes, this is something thinking about recently in terms of snarks. Here's the idea, like in the future, like I think that like as to the degree that like the internet is like a big part of our lives now, I think it's gonna be an even bigger part of our lives. And if we think about the information asymmetry now between like us today and like, the Facebooks of the world, it's already pretty bad. So we can imagine like it's probably gonna get even worse in the future. We're gonna need some tools to like, basically enforce compliance of like big companies, organizations, just like random entities on the internet in our best interest. I think snarks can be a tool for this because with snarks, you can have verifiable computation, which means that other entities can contribute like proofs that they like didn't kind of break the rules when they were like doing things on your behalf. And you can also do things with privacy that are nice. I think it's a little like out, but like I'm hoping we can start experimenting with it soon. And I'm hoping like that can kind of be a way to push back against like the, you know, kind of the tech asymmetry today. Cool. What is the relationship between Snarky and Coda? Snarky is the programming language that we use to write snarks in. You can't just, you know, take your average Python program or JavaScript program and make a snark out of it. At least you can't today, especially not efficiently. So Snarky is a computer language we wrote that like kind of compiles into a snark. What this means for Coda is that we wrote the verification code for verifying the blockchain. You know, usually just like a function in C for like Bitcoin, we wrote that in Snarky. And it looks like normal code, but what that means is that we can turn the verification code into a snark circuit, which is, you know, cool. Yes. Why the more better? Anywhere between 1,000 to 1,000,000. I mean, it depends on two things. It depends on what level of security you want. I mean, there's probably diminishing returns at some point, right? I would argue probably between 1,000 and 1,000,000 is where like you're probably like kind of good to go, but I'm not sure exactly where it is between there. I think the other thing that's important though is that if it's 1,000,000, it means 1,000,000 people are participating. Their voices are heard in the rules of the protocol. We can imagine in like the future world of some cryptocurrencies, like maybe be like 15 people running the chain. They will be the ones deciding the rules of the chain, and we don't want that. We want everyone to decide the rules together. It's going to be more democratic. We can have more people involved, especially if we can do things like with identity and stuff. You know, exciting stuff. But yes. How big is the testnet in terms of participation? Roughly more than 1K signups already in Genesis program, or is there still room? So there's a difference between like the people participating in like the current testnets versus applying for Genesis. I think if we haven't surpassed 1K already, we're probably really close in terms of like applications. But in terms of people actually participating in the network, the last one had around, I think, mid 200s somewhere. So there's definitely still room to apply. Like we have the whole phase, and then at the end of the phase, we'll probably be announcing something around you know, applications for the Genesis program. So you know, there's definitely still room. Definitely still get involved if you want to. Okay. You can have private smart contracts with snarks. Yes, you can have private. Yes, you can. So you can have this on both ends. You can have users submit smart contract like input to smart contracts where they've hidden part of like their data. They can say like, you know, here's a proof that I, you know, work at this place, or I live in this country, or I own this like one of these accounts, but they don't have to say exactly which one they are. You can basically put a proof that like, you know, something is true about me, but I'm not going to tell you exactly what the details are, because revealing the details would be revealing my personal information. I don't want it to live in a blockchain forever. So that's good both for people that are using programs and also for people that are doing financial things on a blockchain. Maybe you don't want to put like your mortgage out on like a public chain or something. Snarks can solve that as well. Yes. Cool. I feel like just rapid fired through all the questions. Is there anyone else that has any questions before I sign off? No. Okay. Thanks all. Thanks for the questions.